Hey everyone, welcome to our podcast. Today's topic is going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to share and give you some ideas on it. But we found an article that we wanted to share with all of you. Age of Aquarius is here as astrology boom hits real estate industry. So what does all that mean? Well, basically there are people out there when they buy a house, they do it based on an energy, a frequency, how they feel, and it's all centered around astrology. Whether you're into cards or you like to sage your home. I mean, there's so many different things you can do, and that's what we're going to talk about. But before we start, let me just spray our podcast. That's what you do if you're into it. You spray and you cleanse the air. If you would like, we have crystals if you're into it. Stuff them in your bra, carry them, put them in your handbag. It brings you serenity and safety. And that's about all I know, honestly. My girlfriend's trying to teach me about these crystals. Like, right. Woo! But I'm getting the hang of it.
That's funny because in our marketing, we have 888, we got it sold. And that we use for all, it's the address and it goes with our postcards. It's all of our marketing. So that's funny.
I know. Well, I've run into clients as well. So this article really resonated with me, and I'm sure it will with you. So I'm going to read a little bit of it just to kind of give you basically the gist of the article. Realtor Gabrielle Minich was thrilled when a few years ago a buyer represented was approved by a co-op board for $2 million. 2-bedroom walk up in Chelsea, very nice area. When the closing date was scheduled, however, the buyer screeched to a halt and hit reverse. The date wouldn't work, she learned. The client was anxious, she thought, but it was something else. Despite being drawn to the co-op due to direction it faced, which she believed drew better energy, and thanks to the floor it was on, which she considered lucky, astrology tea leaves indicated the timing was off. Oh boy. So we can't close in the next 10 days because Mercury is in retrograde, which we commonly all have heard. Some people understand it, some people don't. But she said we have to wait until afterwards. So that's just one situation. Excuse me. So then
how does the seller take that?
A lot of people
What's
do
the
that
addendum
on the
read?
dates.
Yeah.
Mercury's in retrograde. We need to extend.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to disclose to everybody. My client's into astrology, so we might not be writing on time. We might not be closing on time. You know, oh boy.
Exactly. Fully disclosure,
I know. What would the seller do? I guess if the seller wants to sell, then
they just wait.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've run into, well, they still wouldn't get their money, but the seller could sell. Could close on their end. They just have to wait for the money when the buyer wants to close. I don't know. That's a tough call.
You mean as in that they sign?
Yeah.
Well, but
it still doesn't mean the transaction's done. So I don't know if that helps anything.
If you're into astrology, you should already know the lineup of the planets coming. So they should have planned their closing date around that.
That is true.
Yeah. And it's about knowing your client, right? You know, your client's into that. You'd be like, okay, let's look at the chart. Let's plan it out so we know what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. And just in case the audience doesn't know, there is literally 15 different astrology beliefs. So I thought I would share some of them with you guys in case you didn't know. One is your birth chart. In your birth chart, it tells you to check the 4th house. This shows up on your birth chart of when you should be buying your house, which I thought was pretty interesting. I knew nothing about that. Observing the current astrology chart, you want to interact with your birth chart and indicate your favorable or unfavorable time to buy property. And then the moon phase, which also is talked about in this article. Some believe buying properties during a waxy moon represents actually growth and expansion, which I kind of like. But what in the world is a waxy moon? Does anybody know?
I'll tell you.
Oh, good.
Waxing is when it's getting bigger. Waning is when it's getting smaller.
Thank you, Christine.
Very interesting.
Okay.
That's 4th grade science.
And then
Today's our astrology class.
It's been a while since
Right.
we've been in fourth grade, but yeah, I
do you
remember
get your moon
going
water?
through it with the kids. I'm sorry.
I said, do you also do your moon water?
No, me? No.
No, I'm
Huh.
saying
Who's
with
got time
this
for moon water, Christine?
Yeah, moon water is cool. You put your
I
water
don't have
out
time to
with the
drink my
moon
regular
and-
water.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
you
know
There
put the
you
anymore.
go.
water out on a full moon. Is that what it is, Lise?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's
And
the
then
energy,
it basically charges. Is that what
it
it's
charges
supposed-
it with the energy. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And then
All right.
So
do you
I do
just-
my plants with moon
I was
water.
gonna ask
Yeah.
you, do you do your
Yeah.
plants?
So how do you make moon water again?
You put out bottles of water during a full moon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then it energizes, make sure that it's out, not under your patio, but it's actually out where the moon's sort of over it.
Okay.
And it gives the energy, because water is energy, it's a vibration.
Yes.
And
exactly.
so then I put it all over the plants and take a little myself and
Oh,
Well, let me
that's
ask you a question. Do you,
cool.
when you put it outside, do you take the lid on or off
it's off.
of your water bottles?
Yeah.
Off.
It's off.
Off.
Just
All
make
right.
sure there's no bugs.
I was just gonna say we're opening up to critters. We got them here.
Yeah, we've
Mosquitoes will be
never
all
seen
floating in
any
it tomorrow.
spiders or anything like that.
Lots of
Uh,
Yeah, I'd give it to
and
my
it's not
my plants at
it's
that
not
point.
totally off. It's just, untightened.
Okay.
It's not like totally off.
All right.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And now the other thing is, and so chime in, guys, if you have any experiences with any of these, but one's a zodiac sign of the city and location. They believe that the city and location have their own zodiac signs based on their founding. Choosing a location that's that's can't even say that, harmonious with your own sign could be beneficial. Elective astrology, this is about choosing the best date and time to sign contracts and move into a new home. Venus, and Jupiter. These are traditionally the benefit planets. A strong placement or transit from these planets will indicate beneficial time for property matters. So I guess negotiating, that would fall into that. Saturn often seems challenging planet, but well placed. Saturn can indicate stability and long-term security, essential for real estate investments. Then we get into Mercury retrograde, which was with the example that I read. Many astrologers advise against signing contracts or making significant decisions during Mercury retrograde. And Feng Shui, which we all do. I think all four of us, we do that. And that's combining principles of this and help optimize your layout of your home. Anybody have any experiences so far?
I have something to add on that. So I had this one client, and before we would go into each property, this was a long time ago, she had cinnamon and salt.
Ooh.
And she would blow it into the front door, and then we would go walk in. And after the third time, I'm like, what are you doing? Because I'm like, I need to bring a broom, not a lot.
Right?
But, and she says, I'm going to make
That's
sure
so
that
funny.
it's abundantful and the bad energy is going out. And I said, oh, okay, cool. I need to bring my little broom.
It's totally a thing though. And then that's
absolutely
having an agent in our office. This is all she does. And she's all about coming in and cleansing the house. She's got her kit. She comes in, she does the whole thing. And she said to me, she goes, Lisa, bad energies attach themselves to wood. So when you go on these estate sales and you want to buy furniture or you bring something home from, inherit it from someone else's house, you don't know what you're bringing into your home. And you need to at least do your thing with the, again, it's not my expertise here, girls, but I do get my sage. And whenever I do bring something in the house, I do ask to remove the negative and bring in the positive. So I think it's working because I feel good.
Did a lot of that in Texas, saging before we did anything.
Yep.
Well, they're saying that this market for astrology in this same article, Lisa, that you were just mentioning before, the market for astrology has soared even more than it always has been. It says into a juggernaut projected to double between 2021, and 2031, when it's estimated to reach 22.8 billion. So a lot of people are into it. A lot of people use it, try it for the first time, for the 10th time, whatever. It's something.
Well, you
And,
can tell when you've gone into a house and you can tell the energy if let's say the couple got a divorce or something, like you can feel that, like how they say you can cut it with a knife. You know,
easily.
You can feel that energy.
I mean, perfect example is if you're mad at someone, or that person in your home is having a bad day, you like don't even go near them. You can feel it. You just feel the energy, feel their mood. You know, you just have to, for some people can say, oh, I don't feel any of this, is all hocus pocus. You need to relax, and you need to just see things with your eyes, not just be glued to the cell phone or whatever you're doing. Life happens so fast, people don't pay attention. But if you just stop for a minute, take a deep breath, you can see a lot more than you probably.
I'll smell it. Stop and smell the coffee.
Yeah. I remember one time I forgot my cell phone and I was at the hairdresser's and I didn't know what to do to myself. And I'm like, I do it the old fashioned way, grab a magazine. And I did. I grabbed the magazine and I was chilling and I was like, wow, I am noticing so much going on in the salon where I would have not if I had my cell phone, because I would have been buried into my cell phone and 20 minutes would have gone by. And I went, what? Huh? My family just sits there and stares at me. It's just like, mom.
Hello, mom.
So, well, I'm going to end this amazing topic of astrology. And if you have any questions or you have any beliefs that we didn't share on this, please put it in the comments and let us know. And we would love to make a whole segment on it as well. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. This is Lisa DeStudo coming from the Jersey Shore. And unfortunately, it's very gloomy out. It's been raining and we hear it's going to rain for 10 more days. Fun. So come back, join us. We have so much more to share with you. And I want to thank our co-hosts, Lisa Lamborghini coming from Carl's Bay, and Debbie Lucas coming from Southern California, and Christine Boyson coming from Mullica Hills. How to take a breath. Where's my
What's your name?
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for listening in, and have a great day.